hello, it's that time again.
What? Who are you?
Rich? I don't know. We're back with
me
another
and someone else have
co-pilot
turned up.
podcast. Oh, sorry, I'm talking over you now. That's rude.
I'm sorry, I was actually talking under you. It's my bad.
Oh,
You were trying to do
Well,
the
that's your
thing,
fault,
and
then.
I'm just there, just talking.
what are we going to talk about today, Richard? What was your choice for this week?
Shit, which one was my choice? Modern Family was my choice.
You're an idiot. Awesome. Let's start talking about that one then.
Deal.
What is it then?
Alright, an American sitcom pilot thing. So it's like, well, it's weird. It's weird to describe because it's not. It's a sitcom. For all
Yes.
intents and purposes, it's just a sitcom. But it's got like that mockumentary sort of like. They sit and they talk directly to the camera, as if they were making a documentary. But it's all like weird to explain. As a film student, you'd probably do a better job of that than me.
No, I'd pretty much say that's kind of what it is. It's that, fake documentary, but with a sitcom thing. But I didn't really understand why they needed to have it as a fake documentary. It works well enough as a sitcom. I don't understand why. I mean, it's different, I suppose, but that was the one thing that I was watching it the entire time, just being like, well, what's the point in doing this?
Maybe it's like they're using it as a way to have like an ongoing background story while they're like, because maybe then they can have all of their episode, like each episode will be a single contained little story, but then in the background they can have like more overarching plot lines, and they can just remind you that there's other stuff going on.
Oh, that's true.
And
Have
also-
you actually watched like a whole bunch of this, or is it?
No, I've watched like 3 episodes maybe,
Yeah.
and not even
Okay.
all from the same series.
Yeah, I'm much the same, really. I don't really remember the ones I have seen though. I just like that Cameron guy. He's funny.
Yeah, I can't even remember what his name is. Is that one of the gay ones?
Yeah, I
he the big
did
fat
enjoy. I did enjoy the fact that you picked a show this week that starred both yourself and our old housemate Jack.
Oh yeah, because it's a ginger and a fatty. Yeah, I didn't even realise that.
Yeah, well, Dr. Freud would have a lot to say about that, Rich.
Maybe. To be fair, at the start of the show, I didn't realise that everyone was related. I didn't realise that they're just a family. I thought it was
Separate.
like 3 separate families. But then they
Yeah.
were all in one house at the end, and I was like, maybe you're all related.
Brilliant. Well done, detective.
That and when they were
No,
talking about
I-
all being related really helped.
Yeah, it was quite nice to see it when he's going like, oh no, you've invited my dad over. Oh, he's really going to not be happy. And then Dylan was like, yeah, but, brother-in-law and sister and all that. That was cool. I really like that, the way it just tied up all the little stories. And you're like, okay. So, the cool dad thing, Phil, I think his name is, the one who shoots his son.
That was so funny.
He really annoyed me. There was one specific bit where he was saying something that he knew was wrong, and he looked down the camera just like David Brent does in The Office. But it just, the whole idea. So what the setup is, like, his son has shot someone with a BB gun, and his punishment is to shoot him, so he feels the pain of it, and it's horrible.
But then everyone gets shot, and it's funny. I that's the thing. I really liked. I really liked that character. Just like the sort of really, because he reminded me a lot of who's the guy who voices Joe in Family Guy?
Oh,
Patrick Warburton.
oh, yes. Wow, well done.
I know.
That was a very
It's
good
because
recall.
like the last name is just a make of bread, so I got that down.
It's James Hovis. No.
Yeah, just reading through like names of bread manufacturers. Like, no, it's definitely not Tesco's. But yeah, no, it
Adam
reminded
Kingsmill.
like his delivery of some of like the punchlines reminded me of like his character in Rules of Engagement.
Oh yeah.
Like that really like quite deadpan and knowing you're wrong most of the time with everything you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you mentioned The Office, that's a mockumentary style thing, isn't it?
Yes, you are quite correct.
So maybe, apart from the obvious American version of The Office, this is one of the like. I think it's probably the only sitcom I've seen use that sort of style.
The fake documentary.
Yeah, because like, it's quite a. Sitcoms are quite a big. There's a lot of them. So, I guess you have to do something different to stand out.
Yeah, but well, with The Office, it made sense. There was a point to them doing the fake documentary, because then suddenly you put it into context. You're like, oh, okay, so David Brent is acting like this to the camera because he wants to become famous. But with this, I didn't really get what the point of it was. I mean, if nothing else than being a gimmick, if it's nothing else than just being a gimmick, or a way that they could say, hey, we've got this USP for our sitcom.
Yeah.
I mean, it works. I just don't get why it has to be like that. So what's the set? Is someone making a documentary about what a modern family is?
Yeah, I'm actually just sort of furiously surfing the internet, trying to find out, but I don't think it anywhere actually says why they're doing it. It's just an accepted thing that is happening.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it works. I really liked it. Like,
I suppose that could hook you in if you're saying that, they're making a documentary, but you never know why, and like you might just want to keep coming back to like try and figure it out, or see if they ever actually tell you why.
Yeah, that's true. I'm wondering now. You know, do you think that is exactly the point? Like it will, like you said, it's going to be a longer story arc and then you learn why the documentary is being made or something.
I mean, it could get to the end, and like the last episode could be them like goggle boxing it, just sitting watching the documentary.
God, that would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because they talk about each other a lot, like the characters. So it's quite a good way of the characters interacting without being in the same scene. Of just you hear like what that character actually thinks about the other person, without all the.
Oh yeah, without the
like the fact that if they're not there, then they can sort of say what they want.
They're going to be more honest about it, yeah. So, which of the characters did you like the best? Was it Phil, the cool dad who's just
he's not my favourite character. My favourite character is probably the old guy.
Oh really?
Who goes like who's like I think it's about sort of towards the end, and everyone like throughout the episode has been calling him old, and he turns up like dressed in like what I can only describe as the best gangster swag that I've seen in a while. And I thought he was a really good cat because he's just like that old, well not old, but like sort of that old-fashioned dad who's like, oh, my son's gay, I don't like it, and then sort of at the end being like, oh, but a babby, I do like babies, let's just all be friends. And I'd be interested to see how that relationship sort of plays out.
Yeah. I mean, I did struggle with the whole, oh, we went to Vietnam with the express intention of taking a baby from an orphanage. I was thinking, well, I don't know. Something about that just seemed strange. I've never really understood the whole, even when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie did it in real life, they adopted someone from a different country. It didn't really make sense to me that they essentially went and bought a person.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
That might be more of a, I don't know, an American thing.
I know, it was almost worth it just for that scene on the plane, just for like the obvious, like the product placement as well. In that, it's just like, look at that baby with those cream puffs. Like, and he just goes into this massive rambling speech, and he's like, she was actually talking about actually there's a baby with some cream puffs. She wasn't calling us that.
Is a cream puff? Is it a euphemism?
I don't think
here we
so.
go. I've just heard from our research department that a cream puff is what we would call in this country a profiterole.
Oh, that's a pretty heavy food to be given a baby. Those guys should not be parents.
Isn't it? All the fat and sugar. That's going to do nothing for her health.
With a dusting of power sugar. Jeez, don't give babies power sugar.
Isn't power sugar just cocaine?
Don't tell anyone. I've got my niche done. Going to Heisenberg.
You gave cocaine to your niece. What the heck?
But no, like, it was a pretty light-hearted, fun show. It's not what the other shows we've watched are sort of. You kind of have to sort of pay attention, and some of them are pretty intense. But this was sort of like I could pick this up and just watch a couple episodes, and then put it down and not watch it for months, and then come back.
Yeah.
And the formula won't have changed.
Yeah, I could quite a bit.
And the characters probably won't have changed much either. Yeah. Which is nice.
I tell you what,
it's nice to have those shows.
One dynamic I did really like was what's her name, Gloria. Like, everything her son does, she's like, no, that's great, you should go and do this. And then the guy that's just there said, nah, you'll look a twat, don't do it, you're gonna look like an idiot. He's like, I'm gonna go and read this poem to a girl, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna look a fool, don't do it.
And then he comes back and he's like, yeah, she's got a boyfriend. Also, she was like 16. This kid's like 4. I don't know. Well, I think he's like, let's say he's like 8 or something. And I feel like it's going to be a big thing at some point. That kid is probably going to turn out to not be gay. And I feel that would be interesting. Because like, they're really building up that kid is going to be gay. Because all the stereotypes are there.
What, the 11-year-old boy?
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't think of that at all. What made you think this?
It's just like it seems to me that like the dad, like, well, that's what the stepdad is worried about. He seems to think that, like, this kid will be gay. And it's almost like he's having like a take 2 sort of moment.
Well, because his own son, or one of his kids, has turned out to be, and he doesn't want to. He's
seen the 2 sons he already has and gone, maybe I should try again. Like, one of them thinks he's cooler than he is, and the other one's just stolen a baby from Vietnam.
But also that scene when they're arguing about Cameron, he goes, he's not dramatic, and the lights drop out and the Lion King starts off as he brings out the baby.
That was great. I think I've seen that scene before.
That was amazing.
But out of context. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Good.
Yeah, I thought it's really cool. It's really self-contained as well. I feel like outside of maybe in like the talking directly to the camera thing, there isn't going to be much of like, there won't be cliffhangers, which I feel for sitcoms works better to have, maybe occasionally like an episode that's leaves you at the end going, but what happens next? Rather than sort of like the Walking Dead version where it's like, I really hope that guy's not dead. Find out in a month. Jeez.
We're talking about Walking Dead again.
I'm only mentioning it because like they're some of the
Probably
biggest
weird.
cliffhangers that I've experienced.
Have you watched? We should do this not on the podcast.
Yeah,
Talk
okay,
about
we'll just
Walking-
pass over
May-
the fact that you're about to ask me if I've watched it.
That could be like our sort of midway segment. It's like, right, so we've run out of things to say about the first show. So, Walking Dead, have you watched it this week?
I have, but I don't know. Have you run out of things to talk about?
Oh no, do you know what? This is the first time we've done, and I wasn't writing notes as I was going, because usually what I do is I just write down every single thought that occurs to me, and I just haven't done it for this one for some reason. I thought I could just
I don't do that.
flag it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I turn up and I'm there and I just do it.
whoa. Yeah, this is the first time I've done it, and I'm not sure I like it because I'm struggling to think of things to say about it.
Yeah, well, the thing, like, normally we do, like, the shows we're talking about, like, an hour long.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This one was 22 minutes.
Yeah, which was great because we didn't have to watch a lot this week. But
That's good, isn't it? This podcast is good because there wasn't a lot of effort involved.
I feel like not a lot of effort involved on my part is a good thing. The shorter these are, the easier it is for me. Because I'm the one who has to make all the stupid fancy video stuff. I say fancy, it's not. But I'm trying to think if there's any other like interesting character dynamics that are shown in like the first. Well, there was like what's his name? The deadpan cool
The
dad
boyfriend.
and
Phil. And the boyfriend.
No, that was funny, but the mum, his stepmum, Manny's mum, Gloria.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a point that
Oh yeah, the whole Phil. Oh yeah, the whole Phil thing. She feel.
yeah,
And he starts
just
touching her. Oh my god. That was
I feel like
horrific.
they would probably play on like the language barrier quite a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Well, there's that whole joke where she says, "Oh, I'm from a small village in Colombia, which is number 1 for what's that word?" And he steps in and goes, "Murders." Oh yeah, that's it. That's nice.
Yeah, that's going to be played on a lot, definitely.
Yeah, I get that feeling from it.
But also when like the kid who came over to see the daughter, like he carries him to the sofa after he's like thrown a disc in his back. He's just like,
That's the ultimate nightmare for a father, isn't it? That your daughter's boyfriend comes and picks you up when he's like 60.
yeah, that was fun. It was a very fun show.
I'm trying to... Dylan, that's his name.
Oh yeah. Wonder if he's going to be like a recurring character.
I don't know, maybe, because, well, you think about it, she's what, how old's Hayley supposed to be? You think
15
she's
or
probably...
16?
Yeah, at the age of like 15, probably not gonna... Well, I don't know, maybe stick around with the first boyfriend, you know, because she makes a big deal of it. It's the first boy she's had over.
I can tell you that he's
Sort of
still in it. He's a recurring character.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'll take that back then. Oh, they must have really liked him then.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the main cast list, but he's just a recurring character that comes in a lot.
Okay. See, that I did quite enjoy that, the whole how much that what's it, Claire, the mum, is like freaking out.
There's that moment of just like when her face drops and she's just like, I'm gonna have to get involved.
I need to see what they're doing.
I just
I guess
like
because
the line as well of just like, nah, we're just gonna leave that open. Talking about the door.
Yeah.
Like, Mom,
I'm
shut the
gonna
door.
Go ahead and just leave it open.
Just gonna go ahead. Just gonna leave this open.
I think it's safe to say that we can't do American accents.
It is very safe to say that.
One thing the co-pilot podcast
Can't even say our own name.
can't do English or American accent.
We're just in a kind of weird, terrible middle ground.
And what are we going to do? We're going to play to our strengths and do a podcast where we have to talk.
But we don't have to do accents.
We could do all sorts of accents. We could do we could do a whole show in different accents. But we could have one where we do a Chinese accent. We could do one where we do an Irish accent.
Or we could not. Right, this show's won a lot of awards.
Has it?
I say a lot. I don't know what a lot of awards is, but it's quite a long list.
More than some.
Well, it's won 21 Primetime Emmy Awards, which I've never heard of. But
You've never heard of an Emmy?
I've heard of an... I thought there might be a difference between Emmys and Primetime Emmys. Is there not a difference? Maybe if I clicked on the link.
Oh god, I feel so out of the loop. But I don't think so.
No, there isn't.
No.
Okay.
There isn't, but...
Don't worry, it's just...
Yeah, really? It's got 20-something.
21. 6 Writers Guild of America Awards. I think I can work out what that one is. It's probably something to do with the writing of the film. I just won some awards for, like... It's got... Okay, I'm just going to have to look up what this is. It's got an award from the Gay, Lesbian and Straight Education Network.
Oh yeah, that well known.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have to look it up, but they got a respect award from them for...
That sounds like the most pandering award. Oh, what did we get it for? Was it for best comedy? No. Was it for best performance? No. What was it?
It's for most
You
gay.
have won our respect.
Yeah, but it got that for showing like a positive light on a family headed by a gay couple.
Progressive, you might say. That was actually another point where I really did laugh. Was when they go into the baby's room. And one of them surprised the other one by getting this mural of them painted as cherubs. And you go, oh, can we just have something a little less gay? That really made me laugh.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that scene entirely. But no, that was very fun. Just like, I can't remember what he said, but it was like this sort of like semi-long monologue of just why it wasn't a good idea. But it was mostly about like how weird it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so much about like the fact there was they'd been painted as cherubs. He was just like, it's just weird, man. Like, don't do that. Okay, having a look at the synopsis, we've covered everything they've mentioned in here and more, which is proof that we've actually watched it. Probably.
Or is it all, were they all just hugely lucky guesses?
They would be very lucky guesses. So we've mentioned some very specific points.
We could have made up the whole thing. You never know.
Actually, with the length of the show, they could all be in the trailer.
Yeah, that's true.
But what would... I did really like the bit where the mall walkers walked past him, and like that security guard's just like, "Hey, mall walkers on the left." And he's just like,
I've got to be honest, I didn't know what a mall walker was.
What's lucky is that the camera pans to the mall walkers to show you what they are. But if that's actually like a genuine thing, how big are these malls that they're walking around to get exercise?
Have you ever been to Blue Water?
Yeah, I've been to Blue Water.
Have you ever done a shopping day with 3 women in Blue Water before?
Nope. Because I'm not a fucking idiot, man.
That's endurance exercise. I've done that, and it is fucking horrible. It's just so bad.
But you get your own back by going into the Lego store and just being like, okay, seeing as I carried your stuff, because you obviously did, because you're the man.
Yep.
Like, now you all have to buy me one piece of Lego that I choose, and it's going to cost more than everything else you bought today.
I will have the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star,
And Slave 1. The life-size one, please.
and the 1-to-1 model of the Star Destroyer.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, what would you rate Modern Family?
What, on a scale of 1 to funny?
On whatever scale you want, mate.
I'd
Probably,
say...
I think we were going for out of 5, but whatever.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Oh, you
Well, then say out of
started.
5. Hey, what?
You started the whole like rating system.
Did I?
Yeah.
When?
Last podcast. You asked me.
Oh.
You sprung it on me as well, and I've just reminded you about it. Yeah.
Oh, well now I know how that feels, so I apologise. I don't know.
I find it really hard to give things numbers as well.
Yeah, I don't like attributing... Because it's kind of... It doesn't really mean anything, does it? Just saying,
yeah.
I think it's 3.
Because everyone's
Okay.
scales are different.
Yeah, exactly. But then another point is that if you give the first thing you rate, if you give it a 4, then you're immediately going to compare everything else to the previous data, for want of a better word.
So what we'll say is it was good.
Yes, on a scale of 1 to 5, it was good.
Yeah. I like that. We've got a scale, but we're just not going to use it.
I really liked it. I mean, I'll probably watch a bit more. I might even show it to Lisa. I think Lisa would quite enjoy it. But yeah, I really quite liked it, and I'd
It's
be
one of
happy
those
to
sort of-
watch
it's-
more of it again.
It's one of those really nice like pick up, put down sort of shows
Yeah.
that I would never feel the need to binge, which is good
What do you
because I
think?
just
Are you-
don't have the time. I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was pretty good. It's definitely
Very watchable.
Yeah.
And very disposable. It's kind of like Community in that way. Have you ever watched Community?
no.
That's another really good just pick up, put down sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's really good as well. That's funny.
Yeah, I feel like we need to open our lives more to these put down, put up ones. Because so far, everything I watch now all started with a binge. Like everything that I still watch, I
Yeah.
binged and I still watch. It'd be nice to have something that I don't feel like I need to do that.
Well, I'm sort of doing that with Penny Dreadful at the minute. I'm not binging it. I haven't watched any more episodes since last we spoke
Neither have
about
I.
it.
I haven't really watched
Well, we
much.
both said we're going to carry on with it.
Yeah, I will at some point. I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
I'll lose my job on purpose just so I can watch Penny Dreadful.
Reason for dismissal. TV.
Reason for dismissal was just sat
Should we
at
have
work
some
watching
toast?
TV.
Yes, I'll say that again. Shall we have some toast?
Oh, I think we probably should.
Hey.
That was a very nice segue. Oh,
so
look, I've got
the
the
other
window
show.
open. There's just no information on there.
Brilliant. It's Him and Her, which is
Great.
very good. Yeah. If we get like had reviews, we'd have the highest average. You know, if we gave scores, we'd have the highest average because we just pick shows what we like.
Yeah. And we used one word to review it. Like, good, great, meh.
Yes.
No.
Completed.
Okay, so Him and Her. It's great. I like
Yeah.
it. We're done.
It's Thanks very much. Goodbye. Yeah, British sitcom. And the whole, apart from the 4th series, I think, the whole show
Yeah.
is set in one flat, which is, it's got 3 rooms, hasn't it? It's got a kitchen, a bedroom sort of studio thing, and a toilet
Yeah.
bathroom thing. And
it's a
I
shithole.
started. Oh, yeah, but it's great. It looks like a great shithole, doesn't it? It reminds me
me of my
quite a
flat.
lot of your flat that you had last year. But I started watching this while at uni, and there is a lot to relate to when you're at uni watching this.
Yeah, I picked it up. I think I saw it. I just saw it because I watched Being Human, which has Rusted Tuvey in it.
Yeah, which I've started watching, by the way.
It's
I've
good,
got
isn't
the
it?
DVDs. Yeah, it's good.
But that's why I sort of saw he was in this and went, oh, and then was just watched it. And was just like, this is one of the best things I can find on the BBC at the moment. So watched all of it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But it's not really about anything. Nothing really happens, does it? It's just this couple who are in their early to mid 20s, living in a flat, and it's just them,
It's just what it's not
getting
even.
on, is it?
The show's not even about them. It's just about what happens in the flat
Yeah.
because they'll leave. They will
Oh, yeah,
just
there's a whole
leave the
bit where
flat.
they're in
There's
a-
a whole bit, and there's just like a cut, like maybe half a minute, 45 seconds of just there's no one here.
Longer than, well, when Dan is just wandering around, or
Yeah, no, there's a bit where they just leave, and it like stays for
Oh,
45
yeah.
seconds, and then Steve just
just
comes
come
back
back
in
in.
to get his keys, and then he goes out again, and then it cuts. It's in an episode. It might not be in the first episode.
yeah, but it's a really good example of that. You know, if you make a TV show, it doesn't have to really be about anything. It's just, but it really, you know, everybody knows people who are like all the characters. So the two main guys, Steve and Becky, you know, you even have friendships where you talk about the things they talk about. Like there's one episode where they don't do anything but just watch Morse. They watch Inspector Morse for the whole episode.
Don't they they're like lying there just like trying to watch it, and people keep interrupting, and they can't.
That's
They-
that's
The whole show
That's
is
the
about
theme
them
of the
being
thing, isn't it?
interrupted. That's the
yeah.
entire.
It's other
that's
people just
The whole thing.
yeah. When all you want to do is just sit in bed and watch something, it's like how everything else is getting in the way. Mainly, they're interrupted by Becky's sister and fiance, isn't it? Yeah. Laura and Paul, and Laura is one of the most hideous characters I've ever seen in anything.
I feel like you're really meant. Do you remember I was telling you about like that thing I do where I just pick a character? I just hate them for no reason.
Oh no, you have every reason to hate her.
I know,
in this.
like, but the thing is, she's in this thing, and she's like the bad guy of the show, which, as it goes, is not really that bad a thing to be the bad guy in this show. Because
Well, she's very childish. She bullies her supposed friend Shelley, who does nothing but be nice to her.
yeah, she's not a nice
so
person,
annoying.
but she's not really like a villain. But in the scheme of the show, she's probably the villain. That everyone, like, they all just want her to leave.
Every time you so sympathise with Steve every time she's coming over. He goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Oh, do you know who her brother is? The woman who plays Laura. She is the sister of Russell Howard.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Did not know that.
I found that out very recently, and
By
having
recently, do you
been
mean
a fan of Russell
right
Howard
now?
for ages. No. I found this out. It wasn't long ago. It was only about a month ago. I was looking. That was it. Because funny enough, I was watching him and her. Because it's one of those shows that I keep coming back to, and just watching again and again and again. Yeah, and then I just flicked through the Wikipedia pages, as I'm prone to do. Found it was like, oh, she has a twin brother. Because I started reading it saying she was born to Dave and Ninette Howard, and I
Nanette.
was a huge fan. Yeah, that's
a
their
great
mum's
name,
I was a huge fan of Russell Howard, like when he did a radio
what
show
do you
about
mean
10
was?
years ago.
Oh, right. I thought you were implying that it had changed.
Yeah, I'm not such a great fan of him anymore. But
Now
no,
that he's all
and,
famous and stuff.
Yeah, he's playing Winchester not too long ago. Not in the not too distant future, I mean. But I'm not going to go.
Son of a bitch. You're telling the truth.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I kind of, because the first episode you meet Dan for the first time as well, and he's played by Joe Wilkinson, who had a stint on was it?
And 8 out of 10 will count down. Yeah.
Which he's quite funny on that, but in this he's brilliant. Just the way he doesn't necessarily do anything. He just wanders around the flat and just picks shit up and pockets it, or has a bite of an apple and puts it back, or
Just
just
waits for them
doesn't
to
do
leave and just
anything.
starts peeling the wallpaper.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of my favourite things that he does. Because, like, Steve sees him doing it, it's just like, don't
Don't do that,
what are you
Dan.
doing? Don't do that, mate. But, no, what's interesting is that because there isn't a lot going on, ever, you sort of really get to, like, know the characters.
They feel very real, don't they? They feel like people you know, because you get to know them so, not intimately in that, that sense, but in a way that you're seeing them at their most comfortable.
Yeah, there's something
which
really,
is where they
like,
just
intimate
don't
about
give a
that.
shit. Yeah,
that-
that's what I was trying to say.
It's like a fly on the wall sort of show that you feel like
Kind of
even
like
when the
Modern
camera's
Family.
not on, like this stuff it would still be happening.
Yeah, because there's scenes where like there's a fight going on outside, but the camera never leaves the flat.
Yeah, so you just see them all looking out of the window.
Yeah, and you can hear the fight going on. You can't see it or anything. Which I thought it was good, but then it went to a strange direction for the fourth series when it's all focused on Paul and Laura's wedding day.
Yeah, I will admit I didn't really like the fourth season very much.
No, I didn't either.
I liked the characters and the being surrounded, but I feel like this could have gone on for years and I would not have cared. But they only played. It was was it 3 or 6 episodes a season?
Yeah, 6.
And I always felt that was like not enough because it was like
Yeah.
it came on like once a year, and then all like 6 weeks done for another year. I was just like, man, come on, I need it because like,
'Cause really,
I really
they could've-
liked it.
They could have just followed them for years and years and years, just like at different stages in their lives. But then,
But they'd have to bring in more characters because
Yeah.
it might get really, really stale.
but then I suppose
that's the
actually
flip
it's-
side, isn't it? Otherwise, it's just Big
Yeah.
Brother.
That's true. But then another point is that the whole point is that they, was it they're on benefits or something? They're on. He's signed. I think he mentions that he signs on at some point and to get money and stuff.
Yeah,
But at some point they are gonna have to kick themselves out of that. Otherwise they'll just become horrible characters. If they're in their 40s and doing the same thing, there's something a bit more, not sinister, but there's something less.
interesting. I think.
Less sympathetic than that, because at some point you just think,
Yeah,
come on, you need to go and
I
get
don't
a
think you're
job
ever
now.
meant to feel sympathetic for them because they just don't care. All they're doing is just they're there because that's all they want to do. It's
Yeah.
not a situation of, because otherwise it'd be a very different show if he was like, I'm on the dole. I can't find work. He's on the dole because he
He-
doesn't want to work.
Yeah,
But
which I watching it while you're at uni, when you don't work.
yeah,
And you only have to go in, when you live live quite a similar fashion to how they do.
Yeah.
But it's a great study on like a relationship as well, because one of my favourite episodes is the one where they flash back to the first time that they meet each other. So it's the first time she comes out, and the flat, you don't recognise it because it's tidied up.
Yeah.
And they're acting sort of quite awkwardly around each other, but then
because when you meet them, they've been together for. It's when she's moving in you first meet them.
Yeah.
Which is,
But
like, it's a weird place to meet new characters when they're already like sort of super comfortable around each other.
yeah, but immediately you're like, oh, okay, I like these guys because I can totally relate to this.
Yeah, because what's not to like? They're just like, it's weird to describe characters in shows as just like they are normal. Like, there's no two ways about it. That's what they are. They're just sort of like they're everyday people surrounded by odd and interesting characters.
That's very true, actually. All the other characters around them are quite exaggerated forms of different people, aren't they? So you've got Laura, who's so annoying.
Yeah.
You get Paul, who's really aggressive. His mum, who's really quite pathetic and makes him out to be like mummy's boy, and that, like when she buys him a badger calendar for his birthday, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then their reactions to everything are just completely normal. Like, yeah, that's
sort
how
of,
they would.
They've got like that sort of whatever vibe, just down to a T.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the way that they'll just look at each other and like roll their eyes, and you know exactly how that feels.
Yeah.
Just look across the room at someone and just be like, "Why won't all these people just fuck off?" And that's like, it's nice to see that in a TV show, and it's a shame that they're never gonna make it. Well, they might. Maybe they'll hear this and be like, "You know what we should do? Make 100 more episodes just for these fucks." And that would be
but they
totally
send it
okay.
just to us, and we've got it, and we're telling people that no, and they just send a message. No one will ever believe you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't care. I'd have 100 more episodes of this to watch.
Yeah, that's true. It did remind me of. Did you ever watch The Royal Family at all?
Bits and pieces. I've seen maybe a handful of episodes.
It's got a very, very similar feel. Like, it's just normal people who are that comfortable with each other that, you know, most of the time, in fact like 90% of the time, they are just sat on their sofa watching telly and just chatting about it. Like, there was one brilliant episode of The Royal Family where there's this blazing row going on, but then as soon as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire comes on, they all stop arguing and just watch the thing and just start answering the questions.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's really good. I really like telly like that. It's very good comfort telly. Like I was saying earlier, I find it's quite like Spaced, in that Spaced is a show that I come back to again and again and again. And it's like Gavin and Stacey as well. I've watched those through probably 20 times, and him and her is very similar. I find it so relaxing and just like, I can't think of anything I want to watch. I just want to watch something I know that I like. It's like putting on a really comfy pair of trackies.
Yeah. Or like films as well. I find I do it more with films. I have comfort films and comfort stand-up DVDs that I have a good sized collection of.
Talking about stand-up DVDs and that, I think it's strange to get that sort of comfort back from a stand-up DVD, because a stand-up show is at its best
live
when A, live, and B, when you're watching it for the first time. It's strange how that you can enjoy knowing where the joke is going. The punchline comes, you know what the punchline is, but you still enjoy it.
Well, the difference between our stand-up comedy collections is that I have enough that I could cycle through them and not watch the same DVD twice for maybe a couple of months.
That's true. I have started watching a lot of American stand-up DVDs actually. There's a lot of
American stuff on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, you should try and find Chris Hardwick and Jonah Ray. Their stuff is really, really good. I'm in the middle of watching Nick Offerman's stand-up show, which is really... Maybe we should do a different podcast where we talk about our favourite stand-up DVDs. Like another co-pilot, but we just make the two things we discuss stand-up shows.
That could work. We could totally do that. Yeah. Well, there's comedy TV shows. They all have pilots at some point, right?
That's true.
Right, we need to remember that. We'll write that down after we finish talking about him and her.
This is a sort of admin, isn't it?
Well, episode 3, we can still do admin.
There is one storyline that I never really... I don't know, I always struggle with as... maybe not being believable, but just something that I never thought quite fit. And that's... where,
is it Paul?
Yeah, it's Paul's relationship with...
Graham. That's it. And it turns out that like they've been seeing each other behind Laura's back, and I don't know why, because there's no reason why it's implausible. I just never really bought it. I don't know why. I think it's because all through like the first 2 series, or is it because it's in series 4? How many seasons were there? 6? 6 seasons.
No, there was only 4.
4. Yeah, because I thought for some reason I thought there was more.
No, I think he comes in series 3.
The wiki says that it's currently airing on BBC 3. Just
really?
it doesn't say like it's a finished program. Maybe if Google could not be shit. I mean, I really don't think... Oh no, because everywhere else is listing it as to 2013. Stupid fucking wiki.
Yeah, I don't know. I never bought into it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which is strange, because there's no reason why
I think, like, for some of his behaviour, it actually explained a lot. Of just like that's why you were like an over the top sort of like lad, like proper, lad, like lads on tour sort of lad.
Lad.
Yeah. But maybe like that explained why he was so over the top about talking about that sort of stuff. Or I've just accidentally stumbled into like a message board. It's just one of the titles is a black comedy about abusive relationships.
What?
It's not how
Him and her?
Yeah, it's not really how I see it.
About an abusive relationship?
I don't know. I'm not even going to read it because
they could be talking about Laura and Paul,
or Laura and Shelley.
Oh yeah, that's true. But on the flip side of me not really getting one character relationship, but one that I really like is the one that develops between Dan and Shelley.
Yeah, I like that as well. I thought it was a really nice sort of...
It's quite innocent for their age, isn't it? It's quite...
They're really shy and like really coy about it.
Yeah, almost naive. Not quite, well, naive's not the wrong word. Yeah, I'll stick with innocent. Innocent was the better word there.
Yeah, but it was a really nice TV show that I will totally be watching again, because I really, really want to watch it again.
Even talking about it now, it's like, well, maybe when we've done this, I might go and stick that on again.
Just stick on a couple episodes. It's not even like you don't need to focus on it, because you know that you're going to turn around, they're still going to be in the flat. Like, you're not going to miss anything.
But that's another reason I liked it, is because I'd just stick it on, and then I'd play a game on another screen at the same time, just so I've got, but a game that, I'd know quite well as well, so I'm not going to miss any story or anything like that.
Yeah, the important stuff is like with this and Modern Family, I feel like I could play games if I wanted to through both of them and not really be missing out on either.
Yeah.
Like they're the sort of games that you put on while you're doing something boring like Minecraft. Like I've always found that like that's the perfect game to if you feel like playing a game. But there's also some TV you sort of want to watch. Minecraft's your jam, man. Just stick on Minecraft. Doesn't even matter which screen it's on. Stick on whatever TV show you want to watch, and you can.
That's very true.
Enjoy everything you like at the same time. But no, it's like really. I thought it was a really sort of frank look at how people are and can be if given the chance.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not worried. They don't seem to be worried about money, which is a really refreshing point from like because like something like Fresh Meat is quite similar to this sort of.
Oh really? I've not watched Fresh Meat.
Oh, you should watch that because it's quite similar to Him and Her. Apart from it's a lot more about like the characters and how they interact with each other. But they all live in like a shithole. But a lot of what they worry about is not having any money.
Like what we did. Are they students in Fresh Meat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe maybe I've missed the boat on.
It's a lot. You'll still find it relatable.
Okay. I think it's on Netflix. I might give that a watch then.
But it reminds me of it. But they don't seem to have that sort of same worry about money. They're just sort of like, whatever. Like they don't. It's really nice to see them not like people be in that situation and just be like, oh, well, this is where I am, so I'll just stay. It's fine. And it must have been great for like the costume department at the BBC to just be like, oh, just turn up whatever you fucking want. Just, if you want to wear trousers, wear trousers. If you don't bother. If you drop your lunch down yourself, it's fine.
Doesn't matter because it will just look more real. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I can imagine that they probably just like went. They got in the morning, and they just went, okay, you guys just get onto the set and just fucking live there all day. We'll occasionally just send some people in to talk to you. And that was it. That's the whole show. It's just, and they just edit together the best half an hour.
I've never thought about it in that sense before, like how nice it must have been. It's just what are we doing today? Oh, we're spending all the day just lying in bed pretending to watch telly. I can do that. That's fine.
Right. You sort of be there like, do you mind if maybe we actually just watch telly? Like, can you send all these fuckers home and just stop acting?
Something I did wonder is because this is very very geeky, but in the pilot, Becky, she's on the phone, but she's playing Gears of War at the same time, and I was thinking, I wonder if you have to clear that. You must have to clear it with someone. It's like, oh, can we show some of your gameplay in our TV show? There's got to be someone you have to talk to about that.
Probably. But yeah, you would definitely have to clear that. Probably with Microsoft rather than. Oh fuck! Who makes Gears of War? I don't care. Probably Microsoft. Probably clear it. Be like, hey Microsoft, do you mind if we use this? Because also it's product placement for them. It actually really doesn't do anything bad for the game.
It's Epic Games made the first. And then People Can Fly, and then the Coalition, which is horrifically political. You shouldn't have that. My voice is going, so I think we're going to have to say our final thoughts on Him and Her, and then I'm going to have to get a drink because my throat's dying.
Well, Him and Her was probably one of the best BBC Three shows that I've ever watched. Actually, probably one of the best British comedies I've ever seen.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Because it's it's not even a comedy because it's not really funny. It's just funny. Like, you take the humor you want from it. Like, there's a lot there for anyone to watch. Like, you could watch it and you could see it as like maybe not a serious drama, but you could see it as a drama of just like how Becky's relationship with her family. Because I'm not that sure you ever really meet Steve's. Maybe once, but you meet Laura in like every episode, nearly.
You do meet his dad at one point. Oh, that's it. Because the Christmas special, his dad just turns up on the doorstep, doesn't he?
Yeah. But it was also like
And
it's
his mum's in it, like for his birthday episode and that sort of thing.
But no, it's probably among one of the best, like, best thought out show that I've watched in a while. It
It's
isn't like a
definitely
big epic one.
Yeah, definitely one of the best written shows anyway.
Yeah, because
Just
there's
'cause
some
it's
of it that you don't
so
even know if it's
relatable.
written.
Yeah, well, I think there's probably a mixture of improvisation and the writing in it. But it's one thing that I take away from it is it at the point where I watched it, it was so relatable. Just the whole lying in bed, not giving a shit, not worrying about not having a job. You know.
And there's the whole, like, going back to like the writing again. Like, if it was all written, those are some of the best dialogue writers in the industry at all.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
none of it feels forced or unnatural. Which is
It's
like
a very
the
natural
golden,
feeling show,
the
isn't it?
golden aim for any dialogue, that it has to feel natural.
Yeah.
Like in the way that in some superhero shows, you're like, you guys are talking very loudly about stuff that other people around you, because you're in a crowded place, shouldn't be hearing about. And neither of you has said the phrase, "Oi, do you mind not fucking telling everyone who I am?"
Or like they say the most ridiculous things, like the worst thing. What was it in Arrow? What's the line? It's like, "Oh, you always trying to save the world." It's like no one has ever said that and meant it. Really, no one talks like that.
Yeah, I know. But Arrow got a lot better. I think they hired the writers from Him and Her. So it all sounds a bit more... Actually, no, they didn't, because it all still sounds a bit forced. And some of the stuff they talk about is fucking ridiculous. Like, fucking Lazarus pits, man. Like, oh, she's been dead for
Imagine-
most
hey.
of a season. Get in there. No, she's not
Have
dead.
a swim.
Not even a swim, just a little bath. And then...
Hey, Green Arrow, can we stop watching Inspector Morse and go and kill some people? Nah, I'm gonna just lie here and not do anything.
Yeah, I like that. Like,
Arrow did go in a very different direction when they hired the writers of Him and Her. That's true.
Yeah. They spent a lot more time in the Arrow Cave. It really saved a lot of their budget. They had to build one big set. Man, imagine, right, okay. Doctor Who, Him and Her, crossover. They just all
How would
live in the
that work?
console room of the TARDIS and don't go anywhere. Just occasionally, they'll move. It's just one camera just in the TARDIS, and that's the only camera you see. It's like a spin-off.
So they got this. Oh, we can go anywhere at any time.
We can
What
go
should
anywhere
do?
any time, but you'll never see
Stay
it.
in.
Occasionally we'll go out and we'll have a look around. We'll come back. But you'll never see it. I've just saved the BBC about a gazillion p on the special effects they actually have in Doctor Who. 'Cause it's not very
That's
much.
true. Well done. You've done very well on that.
Also,
What other
I've
show
got
could we-
I've got the Him and Her people some more jobs.
Yeah, that's true. That should be that's where we carve out a little job for ourselves. We market ourselves as cost cutters for films and TV shows. So like, oh, we go on The Walking Dead. Oh, we want to do a shot that's got 1,000 zombies in it.
Hire the rise from
How
Him and
about you
Her.
don't? Like, Carl, let's stay in and watch Netflix.
Dad, where'd the Netflix come from?
It doesn't matter, Carl. But Dad, I shot my mom. No, you didn't, Carl.
Jeez,
We couldn't
spoilers,
afford
man.
the budget for guns.
Man, the world would have a lot of very different shows if you were in charge of it.
Well, for one thing, if we were in charge of Walking Dead, you wouldn't have Carl.
And Noel would still be
Just 'cause you
alive.
don't like. Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so that'll do for this episode of the Co-Pilot. podcast.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to talk about Chucklevision and the Rugrats. Goodbye.
Bye.